Welcome! It's a great day to be a miner because we got some new hardware, baby. We're going to get this thing unboxed. We're going to get it set up. We're going to go over the specs, the features, where to buy, profitability, and all that jazz. But first, let's spin that intro. First and foremost, let's start out with the disclaimer. This was purchased with our own hard-earned crypto, and therefore the opinions of this video are that of our own. That's right, this isn't a sponsored video. We paid for this item. That way we can give you a fair assessment of the value and of course whether or not you should buy it. Second, we just want to give a huge shout out to T-Swift that helped us procure this and get this thing shipped off nice and pretty as you see it today. If you don't know who T-Swift is, we'll talk more about T-Swift and of course where you can buy hardware towards the end of the video. Okay, so what is this? This is the Volcminer D1 Mini Pre. Yeah, that's kind of a mouthful to say, but it is a script mining Asic, application specific integrated circuit. Basically, it means it's a little mini computer that mines one algorithm and it does it really well. So the algorithm is the script algorithm, which is the same algorithm as Litecoin. That means it's the same algorithm as Dogecoin and many other merge mining coins. We'll talk more about merge mining towards the end of the video, but first let's go ahead and unbox this thing, baby. So yeah, you know what time it is, baby. RGB knife engage, that never gets old. So let's open this thing up and see what's in the box.
What's in the box?
Aww, it looks like we'll be setting this one out, RGB knife. I don't think we need you. So it looks like it's a flip top type box. It came wrapped in a clear cellophane with the label strapped right on. And of course, that's why it's taken some shipping damage overseas on the outer box, but I'm not too worried about just the outer box. So let's pop this thing open and just see what all comes in this thing. First and foremost, the outer box is pretty nice. It is a nice type box. So on the outside of the box, it just says the Volcminer D1 Mini Pre. It just has a number of logos all the way around and a serial number in the top corner. And it does say the model on it. And then inside, we just have a big foam block, just a nice foam cap. We've got a silica gel right on the top. We've got a little nice type of business card. It says, we're committed to becoming a global leader in chip innovation. Volcminer D1 Hydro and the D1 and then the D1 Mini Pre and then also the D1 Lite. So yeah, they have 4 different current models. And then this is the official telegram, the address for their Houston, Texas location. And then they have an Asia location. And then they have the infamous QR code to get your user manual. All right, so first glance, there's what we got in the box. It's packed well. It's just the nice little, almost a cube shaped miner. And I believe that's it in this box, right? That's it. So we've got the miner, a silica gel packet, and a card to scan to go get our manual, which who needs a manual, right? So this is it. This is what you get. This is what comes in the box. So let's just do a quick round visual inspection. These things look suspiciously similar to a gold shell mini Doge 3, or actually a lot of the gold shell box miners, the ones that actually come with the power supply integrated. It's the same shape. It has a lot of the same layout. The fans are very similar. The power supply on the top is very similar. Where the Ethernet goes in, the Ethernet card and the reset button, the lights, very, very similar. A metal shell, of course. And then if you spin it around, you just got the Volcminer logo on one side. The back has just kind of like a pass-through metal mesh. And this thing's pretty heavy. I bet this is probably about 8 pounds, but we'll go over that shortly in the specs. But before we do, let's do a nice close-up look of this guy, and then we'll go from there. Let's go. right, next let's dive into the specs. So let's go over the dimensions of this thing. We'll give you the metric, then we'll give you the US equivalent. So we've got 175 millimeters. That would be this way, 175 millimeters this way, 202 millimeters this way, and then 135 millimeters this way. So what does that equate to? We've got a 7-inch by 8-inch tall, and then 5.25-inch wide. So how much does this thing weigh? Again, we'll go with the metric, 4.7 kilograms, and for you US people, 10.4 pounds. It's a hefty block. It feels like a hefty cinder block. And then the advertised hash rate on this guy is 2.2 gigahash on the Scrypt algorithm at 500 watts at the wall. And of course, there is a plus or minus 5% variant on both your hash rate and your power usage, depending on the quality of the silicon that you just happened to receive. Next, features. This, first and foremost, it comes in a sleek, compact design. It's a nice little block type design. It's an all metal housing. It boosts great efficiency. That's like one of the main selling points on this thing is the great efficiency. Of course, we'll get the actual numbers once we get it hooked up in mining. It does have the direct plug Ethernet jack. It is a compact design. It actually boasts a very low noise rating of only up to 45 decibels, which is pretty decent. And again, it is the Scrypt algorithm. That means it has a lot of leverage to mine any of the additional merge mined coins, such as Litecoin is the main coin, and then you've got Doge, Bells, Lucky Coin, Pepe Coin, Junk Coin, Dingo, and I'm sure I've left out some, but those are right off the top of my head. And if you want to know more specifics about merge mining and how you can earn all these extra coins, check out my man Seb Heslow's recent video where he goes in depth. He talks about what merge mining is, how you can maximize your profits. Very, very great video. Shout out to Seb. Go check out that video. Hey, Futured Altered here with an altered future. We're gonna go over the full mining setup in the following video, but for now, let's jump back into all the nerdy numbers, the ROI, the hash rate, whether or not you should buy this and where you can buy it. So let's go. All right, now that we're all set up in mining, let's go over some of the important things that you need to know. How much did I pay for this? How much did we pay for this? This device cost us $1,580 US. That's 2-door with no extra tariffs or import duties. That is the delivered cost. So keep in mind that I ordered this clear back in January when it was first available. So then the prices now are going to be much different from, of course, whatever it was in January. Could be higher, could be lower. We're going to go over that shortly. So now, next, let's go over the profitability and the ROI time on this thing. So if we're running at the advertised 2.2 gigahash, aka 2200 megahash, and we're running 500 watts, and then we're going to use our power usage because that's what we care about, is what we're using, and that's, you know, you can adjust accordingly based on your power cost. We have 12 cents per kilowatt hour power cost. We're going to use a couple different reference sources to get calculations. We're going to use Asic miner value, and then we're also going to use Hashrate.no. Asic miner value is generally higher, and I feel like it's actually overcasting slightly, and Hashrate.no is usually lower because it's not taking all the merge mining into account. It's just going your hash rate, and then you can plug it into say Litecoin and Dogecoin, and then try to plug it into the others, but it's kind of skewed in that way. So anyway, that's what we're using. Let's start with the Asic miner value. It's saying that this thing will earn us 16 Doge per day. It's telling us that total that it'll earn $2.73 worth of crypto per day, and then that we're going to use $1.44 per day electric, and the $1.44 a day is consistent across pretty much all the calculators because that is kind of a constant. If you put in the kilowatt hour, what you pay per kilowatt hour, and how much power you're using, it's kind of a straightforward calculation. So the total profits per day as of today, recording this, is $1.29 profit per day after electricity. So that's not bad, $1.29 profit per day. But then again, we paid $1,580. $1,580. So let's use that to calculate the return on investment. A dollar, so it's $1,580 divided by $1.29. That's 1,224 days. If everything stayed equal, the hash rate, the profitability, how much this thing makes, the price of the cryptos all stayed exactly as it is today, it would take 1,224 days. Real speak, that is gross. That is a gross ROI time, the amount of days to return on investment, to pay off this device and then to start making profit. So now let's look at it from a more rosy, more realistic, and the way that I mine and the way that I handle these things. So first and foremost, there's added utility. There's added utility with hardware that specifically, hardware inherently has a resale value. If everything goes crazy again and we hit another bull run, this device might sell for over $1,000 again. So I could mine feasibly on this for 2 years and then sell it for $1,000. And so that way changes the ROI time and the calculation and everything else. Alternatively, I hodl the coins that I believe in. I believe in Scrypt. I believe in Litecoin as a long-term, more of a stable coin, and I believe in Doge as a long-time place value holder, right? Currently, Doge is only worth 17 cents right now. The all-time highs were up around 47 cents. I'm not going to calculate all-time highs because, man, it's really hard to cash out at all-time highs. So hypothetically, say it was 34 cents a day when I cashed out. That would cut my ROI time down in half to 612 days. Again, if it was 612 days and I sold this at $1,000, I still made like $500 profit. But I'm going to hodl most of my Dogecoin and hope for new all-time highs in the next bull run. I'm going to hope for that maybe Doge someday hits $1 and then I dump it all at $1, and man, that electric cost that I ran this for a couple years or whatever doesn't seem as bad. On the flip side of the coin, and everybody's gonna say, but Alter, couldn't you just buy the coin? Yeah, of course you could buy the coin. I'm a miner through and through. I buy the hardware. I love the hardware. Clicking a few buttons and taking money out of an account and buying hypothetical currency, to me, it's just not fun. It's not part of how I'm ingrained or how I'm built. If you go buy the coin and you hodl that thing and you make a bunch of money, I applaud you. Good for you. Like that's excellent businessman. You know, that's the way to do things. It's an entrepreneur, right? That's not me. I like the hardware. I'm in it for the mining, in it for the tech. So yeah, and then there's also other calculators out there and you're gonna get different numbers, but real speak, that's the profitability, that's the ROI at the snapshot of today's time. Now, should you buy this? Who is this for? Again, it's made for people like me that love hardware. And the reason that this still has a lot of appeal, even with the really long ROI time, is that it's super efficient, right? This at 2.2 at 500 watts is even more efficient than my Elphapex DG1 Home. And the efficiency means that it's going to stand a longer amount of time. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Ice River, with all your cruddy KSOs and being replaced and garbage cluttering up my house. I digress. As the hardware, if it is not the king of efficiency, even if it's the king of efficiency, the next day there's going to be a new king of efficiency and there's going to be more, and it's going to keep building. If it's a popular and profitable algorithm, they're going to keep pushing. They're going to keep creating more efficient chips. So if you're buying a very inefficient miner right now, it's not going to last the test of time. You buy a gold shell mini Doge 2 or even mini Doge 3, which I love my mini Doge 3, but it's definitely not profitable. It's still running. I'm going to run it till the wheels fall off. But those kind of efficiencies compared to something like this is going to last a long time and still have value down the road. So don't put yourself in a bad financial position. Never spend what you cannot afford to lose, right? Don't put yourself in a financial hardship just because you FOMO'd into a new Volcminer mini. Don't do that, please. All right, so now that we've given you all the negatives and all the terrible stuff, go buy one of these. Where can you buy one? Again, I picked this up from T-Swift. T-Swift, again, is an Asic reseller, a wholesaler. He is on the Telegram application. You can jump on Telegram, add into the T-Swift mining group. I'll put a link down below. He has many deals on different types of miners. He gets them to you quickly, efficiently, and he undercuts the market on price 99% of the time. And he works with you and does great on the communication. So shout out to my man T-Swift. Again, not an affiliate. It's not a paid sponsorship. It's just somebody that I trust and that I purchase from. Alternatively, I trust Crypto Miner Bros. I have an affiliate with them, but I have actually purchased a number of items through them at full price, no discount, just as a purchaser and end user like anyone else. And they've done really well. So why Crypto Miner Bros? They have duty free. They have free shipping in the US. They ship quickly if it's on hand and not a pre-order, which I believe they probably have these on hand. I just looked up the price. They're $1,790 on Crypto Miner Bros. And again, that's to door, no tariffs. You could buy these direct probably from Volcminer or a Chinese reseller, but keep in mind, if it's $1,600, say you pay $1,600 and you get that shipped into the US from China, DHL is probably going to charge you another $400 of import duties. So yeah, I don't think you want that, and you need to equate that into your price. All right, so let's do some closing thoughts on this thing and put a bow on it. So one thing I think they missed a big opportunity with on this guy is it's a home miner. It's directed at home miners. It's small, it's portable, and yet no included Wi-Fi on this guy. So yeah, you got to have a network port to a network cable to plug this in and to get it on the network. That does do better on latency, but again, it definitely hurts a small at-home miner. Even the cheapo iPolo old ones or the cheapo gold shells have a little Wi-Fi antenna. You might want to think about that on the next revision Volcminer. Go with the Wi-Fi and with the Ethernet. Just another quick pain in the backside part is that it doesn't come with a power cord. For me, it's no problem because obviously I have a ridiculous stock of bunches of hardware laying around. But for just a normal at-home person that might not have a bunch of miners or a bunch of computer parts, you might have to go buy one of these, buy one from Amazon. They're not very expensive. Buy a heavy gauge one, 10 bucks, 15 bucks, whatever it costs, but it doesn't come with one. So make sure you have one on hand when it gets to you, or you're gonna be waiting. Another thought is that the Scrypt market, very, very competitive market. Tons of ASICs. They just keep cranking out brand new, more efficient ASICs. That network hash rate's more than doubled in the last 3 months. I expect that the hash rate will continue to climb over time, making this less profitable. More hash rate equals less hash power for you and less coins earned. Just something to keep in mind. But again, this does have great efficiency, and so I feel like it is a good long-term play. And of course, if you don't believe in the coins that a miner is mining, probably don't buy that miner. I believe in Scrypt. Again, I love Doge. I like Litecoin as a stable kind of coin, and so yeah, I'm all in Bitcoin.